Okay. So we got out of the large van and now we're in a smaller Jeep. And we are traveling to our next destination, the city of Bardichev, where another great rabbi is buried. And then from there we're going to go on to Kiev, I believe.
Yes.
Right? Hillel, where are you sitting in the car?
This is my holy place.
Your holy place.
Yes.
So
We read now.
Unbelievable.
If not a place, you make place. If you
If you have place in the
if
heart,
you have place in the heart,
there's place in the home.
you have always place. Oleg, his name is a Jew from Nikolaev. Oleg Leizerovich.
Okay.
His grandfather is, как звали дедушка?
Дедушка Михаил Рувинович.
Михаил Бен Рувен. Show,
Рувен.
покажи ему. If Putin is coming, yes? Подготовка.
Да. Подготовка. Все.
Is 18 people.
Yeah.
Is 18 people. The whole family is now 18 people from Nikolaev, and his home is bombed, and they live now in Mezhibuzh,
Okay.
and they no home to go back, and you know it's terrible.
On bill.
He was a
Businessman.
big kablan. Wie sagt man a kablan?
Contractor.
A big contractor, 100 people working.
And now
And
he's
now he's a
driving a
driver.
taxi.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sad. So I'm in the town of Bardichev right now. This is an old town where there was once a very large Jewish community, and there still is a Jewish community today, but obviously not as large. We're walking on this bridge, as you can see. The reason there's a bridge here, even though there's no body of water, is because in the Jewish faith it's considered disrespectful to walk on top of graves, and there are many unmarked graves here which were destroyed during World War II, and we don't know exactly where all the graves are, so a bridge was built so that nobody should step on top of the resting place of people, which is a big no-no in our tradition. So here are some of the graves. As you can see, they are very old. Most of them do not have any information on them, or if they do have information, it's not really legible anymore. And this in here is the grave of the great rabbi, Rav Levi Yitzchak of Bardichev, Hasidic master. So if you hear that outside, that's a air raid siren, which means that at any second the bomb could fall. Kind of reminds you that even though things look very calm here, at any second things could get very dangerous very quickly.
The problem with the sirens is it's not a מדויק. It's not
Exact.
actually
Not exact.
another exact, because the system can show the rocket flying, but it can't know who is fall. Okay, and hundreds of miles is the all way of the siren of the rocket is going the siren. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not like in Israel, you know the area who is come actually, the location.
Got it. So basically, yeah, what he's saying is that the sirens go off all the time, and in Israel, for example, there's a system where if a rocket is coming in, they know exactly where it's going to land, and the siren only goes off in that place. But over here, if there's a rocket flying for hundreds of miles in all directions, the siren will sound. So it doesn't mean that we're necessarily in danger, because the rocket could land a couple hundred miles away. We are just outside of Kiev, not far away from the capital city, and we're starting to see a lot of destruction. Burned out buildings, bombed out cars. A lot of things are being repaired because the conflict is no longer in this region, but we're still seeing a lot of remnants of the war, and I'm told that this is nothing compared to what we're going to see later. We are about to meet a Ukrainian Jewish soldier.
My friend,
Nice
I
to
make
meet you.
him the bris.
Benjamin.
Where's the
Oh, there you
snack?
go.
The
Yeah.
Jewish.
I'm Jewish.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. He's Benjamin. He's an instructor. You know English?
Coach, yes,
Coach.
exactly. No, yes, it's kid on. And so we have a lot of guys, Jewish, no Jewish, also Muslims we have.
Really?
Really, it's now before we separated, now we make close.
The whole population in Ukraine.
Yes, in full
The whole
population,
nation.
exactly.
It's united.
Saturdays, Shabbat, it's for me.
Shabbos
free day.
Kodesh.
Yes, it's
Day of rest.
Day of rest, exactly. It's weekend for me.
Oh, really?
He's a tzaddik.
he's wearing- He has tzitzis on there. And let me see your necklace.
No,
You have over.
oh yeah, it's small one. It's cheap.
He's going every Shabbos to the shul.
The mikveh, it's my favorite.
The mikveh. A lot of Ukrainian Jewish want to fight. They want to fight
They want to fight.
because their feeling
Everyone.
is
Grandmother, grandfather, everyone. It's true.
Shema Yisrael.
Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
So we just parked in a part of Kiev called Podol. This is where a lot of the Jewish community lives, or used to live before the war. Many of them had to run away. So this is one of the synagogues here in Kiev. Then we're going to go around the building. There's another synagogue. Shalom.
Shalom.
This is one of the synagogues here in Kiev. Oh, wow. This place used to be so busy. It's quiet. There's no one here. Very sad. I know this whole area very well because 10 years ago, when I was a teenager, I was a counselor at a Jewish camp for Jewish kids in Ukraine. The institutions that ran the camp were based out of these buildings right here. So obviously I've been connected with this community for a long time, and it's very sad to see that pretty much everyone is gone. So many of the people I know here have become refugees. Hopefully one day they will return. But as of now, they're not here. So I managed to find an open door, which will let us see the synagogue here. So quiet. I remember this synagogue teeming with activity, and throughout so many of my trips around the world, I've been to synagogues that were quiet and abandoned. The one we're in right now was a busy synagogue only a few months ago. Hopefully soon people will come back after all this craziness ends. So this is a generator the Jewish community bought right before the war, just in case the power in Kiev would go out. In the end they didn't need to use it, but it's here anyway.
But nobody here.
Nobody's here, so there's no reason to have electricity. So this is the mikvah, the Jewish ritual bath. It's not in use right now. Hillel built it. How many years ago?
7 years, 8 years ago.
I remember when it was brand new, you showed it to me. Okay, hopefully very soon it'll be full of people again. What is really interesting is that there's a kosher restaurant here called Takida. I've eaten here in the past, about 5 years ago, but they just reopened last week. So we're gonna go inside and have a nice kosher steak.
Ja, dan geeft het restaurant even te doen. Als zegel.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you, I'm fine.
That's good. So the restaurant has a lot of nice and unique art. Lubavitcher Rebbe, Jerusalem. So we have a fresh salad, hummus with beef, the steak, rice, in the middle of a war. L'chaim.
Добрый день, наконец-то. Приехали из Америки.
So, do you see the guard standing there at the door? We are at an undisclosed location in Kiev. This is a Ukrainian army base. We're coming to visit some Jewish soldiers.
Я хочу им помочь. Такие семьи.
Okay, so I'm wearing my Ukraine solidarity socks, and the officer liked it a lot. We just had a meeting with commander of a battalion here. It was a fascinating conversation that I'm not going to share on YouTube, but I learned a lot. Okay, so we're just leaving the army base. The soldiers are opening the door and they're letting our car out. Спокойной ночи. Okay, that's it, we're going. Спасибо большое. Спасибо. So we're now going to visit one of Hillel's friends here in Kiev. And I wanted to show you this. We're in an area with a lot of apartment buildings, which would generally be full before the war. But look at these apartments. Only a few lights on. Okay, so we're in a home. The owner doesn't want to be seen, so we're not going to show his face. But he's pouring me a drink. It's called kvass. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's made out of fermented, what is it, wheat? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. This is one of the best drinks in the world. It's a little bit alcoholic, right?
It's non-alcoholic.
It's not alcoholic? Not even 1%?
It's non-alcoholic, but in any case, l'chaim.
L'chaim. Wow.
For Alexander, yeah.
It's a little bit for Hillel.
Yeah.
From you and from you.
And Alexander is a
And you have a full
soldier.
Thank you.
He was a soldier in 2014 and
So if you see, the highways and the roads are completely empty, more or less. And I'm being told that because it's after 11 o'clock p.m., we are currently breaking the law by driving around. You're not allowed to be out on the streets after 11, so there's a good chance we're going to get pulled over. I guess these are the rules of wartime here in Ukraine. So we are done with all of our meetings for the day. It's about 11:30 p.m. Once again, we're not supposed to be out on the street, but at the moment there don't seem to be any police officers or soldiers around. Just looking at these buildings, empty, 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 look. Only a few lights are on. The ones you see over there, those are elevators or hallways, they're not apartments. So, I'm going to stay at Hillel's house tonight.
yes,
And tomorrow, we have a big day ahead of
we
us
have
as
a
well.
long day.
Yes. It's going to be, the morning is going to be sad,
It's
and then in the evening is going to be happy tomorrow. So I'm in Hillel's apartment in Kiev, and this place was literally abandoned within a very short matter of time. There's still linen on the beds that are not made. There are dishes here that were just washed in the sink. There's even some matzah on the table. It's like Chernobyl. It's like this town that was just abandoned, and everything stayed the way it was, as if a family was living here 5 minutes ago, even though this place hasn't been inhabited for 4 months. I'm gonna go to sleep. Maybe I'll get some work done before I go to sleep. I have to write up an article for Ami magazine, but we'll see you in the morning. So it's 1:45 in the morning, and the air raid siren just went off. Hoping everything's gonna be okay.